Hello everyone, welcome to the CSPC interview series 2024. Today we have Dr. Marc Nantel, Vice President Research, Innovation and Strategic Enterprises from Niagara College. Thank you for coming to the CSPC and being an active member and supporting the CSPC.
My pleasure.
Can you elaborate on the research and innovation level happening in the colleges and how does it work?
Sure, thanks for the question. This college applied research is fairly recent. It's been about 20, 25 years happening from a government funding point of view. And what we typically do is companies come to us and ask us to either solve a problem they have or help them develop a new product, process, or service that they want to commercialize. And so we use our faculty, our students, our researchers, and our facilities and equipment to help them in that way. And at the end of the project, generally the company owns the intellectual property and can quickly commercialize and hopefully hire some of our graduates.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, you mentioned about applied research. How does that differ from research generally happening at universities than what happens at colleges, like you mentioned, with collaboration with industries?
Sure. It's hard to generalize, and I certainly don't want to, but when I was an adjunct professor of physics at the University of Toronto, my research was essentially what I wanted to do. It came from my ideas and what I wanted to develop. And that was fine, and it was fun. But in our case, we respond to the needs of industry. So the ideas come from the company. They come with the problem or with the desire to develop their product. And then we assemble the whole team of students and faculty and researchers around the problem of the company or the desire of the company. So the output is very different. It's not new knowledge necessarily. It's not publications. It's all about new prototypes, new intellectual property, stuff that may get patented, others that will stay industrial secrets. But the idea is to commercialize at the end of the project.
You mentioned about commercialization and research and innovation in colleges. How is it funded compared to what you have in universities where you predominantly get government funding?
It also is government funding, not much of it. We have NSERC, the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council, that has a special program specifically for colleges. The Canada Foundation for Innovation helps us with equipment. Other agencies like IRAP and the regional development agencies across Canada, FedDev Ontario in my case, help us generally with some money. For every dollar that the government brings in, I expect a company to bring in $1 to the project, cash in kind, such that they have real skin in the game. So they give us real projects that they're serious about and that they're going to continue after they're done with us towards putting them on the market.
Yeah. When you talk about research and especially coming from Niagara College, can you provide some examples of success stories of what has been commercialized or the outputs from the research that happened at colleges?
Sure, absolutely. At Niagara College, we have 4 innovation centers, one in horticulture and environment, one in advanced manufacturing, one in food and beverage, including cannabis infused, and one on business and commercialization specifically. And sometimes they work together. In one particular case, there was a company called Hamel Machine in Niagara Falls that traditionally is a machine shop that was doing automotive parts, but they were looking for ways to diversify. And they came to us. We helped them on a few projects, but at one point specifically, the owner of the company came and said, these microgreens, they're grown on these trays and they're hard to harvest. I want to design a machine that can take the tray, cut the microgreens, wash the microgreens, dry the microgreens, and bag it. And so we helped them design these machines, and now the company, Hamel Machine, has started another company, a spun-off of the company, if you want, called Hamel Agricultural Solutions, and they're selling around the world. They doubled their manufacturing space and their employees as a result of working with us collaboratively.
That's a wonderful news to hear. So from a college's perspective or something, especially with the science and technology ecosystem in Canada, what policies are required to leverage the skills and the knowledge from over 130 plus colleges in the country to have more success from the research in colleges?
Yeah, right now, there are some programs that are targeted at colleges because the type of research we do is slightly different. The type of outcomes we expect out of our research are different from the outcomes you expect out of universities. I think both are very important. If I have a comment to make, is that we, the college system, all 130-ish of us, are only getting collectively less than 3% of the Tri-Council funding to conduct our projects. And yet, in 21-22, there were more than 8,000 projects happening, 6,500 prototypes and pieces of intellectual property generated. Thousands and thousands of students go through our colleges on applied research projects and become better at their job once they graduate because they've done applied research. So I will say that I wish there was more resources directed towards applied research at college. We're closer to the market. We're closer in the technology readiness level to commercialization. So if I had to recommend new policies, it would just be recognize the value we have, see if we can do more. We have a lot more capacity, but we're resource constrained right now.
Finally, now that we are at CSPC, I would like to know what is your opinion of the Canadian Science Policy Centre in the community as a connection hub, knowledge mobilizer, and innovation hub in the science policy landscape?
Wow, the Canadian Science Policy Centre is fantastic. I mean, this is only my second conference. I came last year. I was one of the few college representatives here, which gave me a lot of space to talk and to meet a bunch of new folks in other parts of the ecosystem. And I think it's very important that you bring all these players together, folks from government, from ministries, from industry, from universities, from colleges, and other adjacent sectors to come together and learn about each other, learn what might help them if we only did something different, and start collaboration. I think it's a key forum for Canada on the science policy.
Thank you very much. It was wonderful talking to you. Thank you for participating in the CSPC Interview Series 2024.
Anytime. Thanks.
Thank you.